What's going on, Priamos? It's Boy Hi, and welcome to, uh, what is this game called again? Hold on. Discentra. I was gonna start on the starting screen, but the volume, the music wasn't high enough. So now we're here. And it's a visual novel game. Y'all remember Stillwater, right? I'm pretty sure y'all remember Stillwater. Yeah. I tried to find another game like Stillwater. We're playing games like Infamous, goddamn, Life is Strange. Let's chill out a bit. Let's read. Let's popcorn reading. It's reading time. Come on. Hmm. Alright, let's get into it. I'm not. I was gonna say I'm not ashy, but I low-key am. In the vein of, I'm gonna shut up now. It, it blurs my vision, forcing me to feel my way through the forest with wind crushing against me from all sides. I've never been much for prayer, but would it be too late to start now? I feel like digging my claws into anything that might make me feel less alone right now. Yo, say! POV Valentine's Day any fucking day. All the homies is gone. You ain't got no bitches. That's crazy, dog. Then again, what god would hear someone like me out? I fumble over tangles of roots and slip over wet moss. My bones instantly shudder from the cold shock that shoot up my arms as my nails grab to a nearby rock. The cuts all over my body start to sting again. A pathetic whine escapes my throat. My grandmother would have a riot if she could see me right now. I can hear her snide remark already. See what happens when you don't listen to me? Aw, these people. That our character might. That makes it make me feel like our character is a minority in some way. Hey, brother, I hate. Brother, you could. I get it. The kids need to listen. The same point. You could fall down a 13-story building, somehow live, and as a kid, and then just like, Jesus. For those who heard that, I'm not gonna lie. It's like in the morning when I'm recording this. Ignore that entirely. I'm sorry. I'm gonna shut the fuck up now. That's God telling me to shut my ass up. I'm sorry. As if I wouldn't survive long enough to hear the real deal. I sniffle in frustration and try to shake the feeling away, with the rain dripping down my face. She's always right, of course. For just a moment, I thought I had finally gone where I wanted so badly. Earned all on my own, in spite of how it was, always placed out of my reach. It was almost worth the consequences that came after. Oh, lost in thought, I lose control of my limbs. I'm not used to controlling them all at once. What? Okay. And it's enough to throw me back into the slick earth. My eyes begin to burn, the ice of the rain, and the pain that drags along my body suddenly overwhelmed me. The storm above is harsh, damn, and the thick canopy of trees above me does little to shield me from its rage. Instead, the trees passively turn the leaves away. If I had the guts, I'd throw my grandmother's most colorful curses at them. Okay, definitely a minority. Definitely a minority. I'm not. But I don't. I force myself to take a deep breath. I shakily lift myself from the ground, trying hard to ignore the bite of pain that comes from my arm. For the yeah, actually, no, that makes sense. For the middle of summer, it pours hard. The rain comes down like shards of ice against my skin. Like it falls with the intent to hurt. In the puddle in front of me, I watch it disturb the reflection with ripples. In the brief moments where the reflection almost settles, I see piercing yellow eyes. Of yourself, hopefully. Dark fur, never mind. Oh, 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 it is us. and wilted ears, sleek and clinging to the small, vulnerable form of a wolf pup. Cute, adorable. Oh! The voice of my grandmother hisses in my mind. You poor little thing! What have you done, Basil? I need to get back home. I tear away from the puddle and trek on. Please, something lead me back home. Something, anything. After making my wish, I wonder if it's a wise thing to ask this forest for a favor. Wait, so are we a wolf pup? Well, gee Wilkins, Batman. I wonder what the answer to that question is. But I'm wondering, like, are we like, is this like a werewolf situation? A like a to y'all that know that story where like the rabbit, where you see the world from a rabbit's perspective. Is this like you see the world from like a wolf pup's perspective? Huh. Maybe my weirdness is starting to play tricks on my mind. Because I swear, something answers. It's so faint that I question if it's even real. A howl curls through the wind, or perhaps it's the wind that shrinks away from the sound that ambles through. Fighting my way through the storm has left my body exhausted. My mind might be neglecting its responsibility to remember what reason is. All my instincts scream to ignore it, but my heart, a stupidly curious thing, makes me step forward. My fuzzy ears pick up the heavy sound of my heart pounding. I try to convince myself it's because of fear. I need to focus on where that howling's coming from. As I get closer to the sound, it begins to resemble crying. The storm also seems to start. What the fuck? The storm also seems to start to mysteriously retract its claws. Is it the forest showing me mercy, or has it submitted to something more formidable? I've lived in these woods my whole life. I should know better than anyone to never get too comfortable. A red light perforates the dark atmosphere. That's a blood moon, my boy. You've gone evolved. I swallow harshly. There's a mansion in the middle of the woods. From a distance, it would look abandoned, if not for the hazy red light coming from the rooftop. My brother in Christ, that's the moon. I squint. Is that a greenhouse? A shadowy figure moves quickly behind its clear walls, startling me. I dug into the tall and neglected grass that grows in the mansion's yard. Okay, so this has to be a werewolf situation then. Because no werewolf would know what a greenhouse is, especially a baby one. Be like, what is that clear structure with like plants inside of it? That thing looks weird. Nah, this is most definitely like a werewolf thing. After a short while, I peek through the blaze. The shadow's gone. Did I imagine it? I release a nervous sigh and observe the grounds for any sign of life or death. It was a bad idea to come here, a terrible one even. I can't stay here. I retreat back through the shadows of the forest, keeping the mansion in my line of sight. The moment I feel bold enough to turn my back against it, a powerful gale slams into me. Aww. Poor thing. I tumble back hard, skidding across the ground into a tall grass with a cry. It takes me a moment to recover from my swirling vision. My wounds scream at me, and I wonder how much further I can even go in this state. I grit my teeth, get back on my feet, keeping my weight off my arm, as I make for the forest again. Again, I'm denied entrance by the mysterious force. Panic starts to seep through my bones. Hopelessness might actually be a more welcome feeling than tightness now constrains. What the hell? I like to let people know I have a speech impediment. I'm sorry if this sounds ass. Hopelessness might actually be a more welcome feeling than the tightness that now constricts around my heart. I stare at the trees as though they'll suddenly start playing nice, but beings as ancient as them do not bend anyone's will but their own. The wind gives me one more shove. It insists I move forward. I bare my adolescent fangs at it to disguise the hurt. I know that my choices were nothing but illusions. I face the mansion once again. It's clear that something or someone from the inside is inviting me in. With no other choice, I creep along the worn brick walls of the mansion and try to find the way in. Ooh. I'm gonna try not to alert. Go through a window. Is the window open? That's the real question. I go to a cellar door. I go somewhere else. We'll see if a window's open. There we go. I spy a broken window and see a gauzy white curtain thrashing against the glass from the intruding storm. Sadly, it's far too high for me to climb, and there's no way I can jump in this state. Jesus Christ! I jump in a nearby clap of thunder. My eyes blink through the rain, and I squint when the searing white light of the lightning above reflects on something that sits on the windowsill. I take a step back and see a simple white vase that holds a gathering of withered roses. Perhaps I can take this as a proof that the mansion can safely serve as an empty shelter for the night. I turn and look for somewhere else to enter. Somewhere else. A faint knocking grabs my attention. I pad to the back of the mansion, and my saving grace comes in the form of a door left slightly ajar. Aha! I nudge my nose into the tight gap, and relief washes over me when it parts. Oh. That's not suspicious at all to anybody who's maybe living here or visiting here. Nope, no siree. An ear-piercing screech echoes through the mansion as the door's hinges begin to shift. From the looks of it, they haven't moved for a long time. The feeling of ice floods my veins. I stay frozen in the doorway. If the mansion is occupied, there's no way I didn't just announce my entrance. Fear takes over again. My back pot intuitively steps back so I can attempt to run as far away from this place as I can. Okay. The sound of thunder explodes behind me. I feel my body take on a life of its own as I throw myself into the mansion against my will. The door slams on its way in. I breathe shallowly. When I come to my senses, I'm in the kitchen. It's dark inside the house. The only light source of light comes from the windows above the counters. Everything beyond its reach is a void. I see a kitchen table and crawl towards it, scratching my nails along the musty wood flooring in a rush to get beneath it. I stay under the table as my breathing starts returning to its normal pace. My eyes are wide, and my ears are perked up, on the lookout for anything that could be a threat. The only sound I pick up are heavy drums of rain from outside and the occasional creak of the mansion walls breathing in the night air. When I'm confident that there's no sign of life inside this manor, I crawl back into the open and immediately shake off as much of the rain and mud as I can. I let myself celebrate the minor luxury of finally escaping the maws of the weather, but I don't let my nerves calm down just yet. As soon as my eyes adjust better to the dark, I take the time to study my surroundings more. I notice a hearth that lacks any recent maintenance. Dishes crowd the countertops, and a thick layer of dust forces me to smother a sneeze. This place hasn't been occupied in a long time. Surely I can allow myself to breathe just a little bit easier in this space, at least until the storm wanes. I bring in a deep inhale, being careful not to get any dust on my sensitive nose, and tread cautiously. As I sneak further in, I hold my breath at every corner, carefully looking in all directions for danger. The rest of the mansion is as devoid of life as the kitchen. Most of the rooms here have closed doors. The ones I could see in were graciously empty, except for the derelict furnishings within. Barely anything is in decent shape. I could guess how long it's been since a human lived in this manner, but based on the scratched hardwood floors and the broken but intricate-looking side table nested in a dark corner, I have the impression that the stupid ass that this place was neglected even while it was occupied. My nails tap on the floor as I limp into the hallway, my mind finally settling from all the adrenaline. The ache in my front leg starts to swell, and the heat of my body intensifies the pain. I try to admire the painting's lines from wall to end, but it's hard to see them in the dark. Through glimpses of light, I can make out some faded landscapes, a few mountains, some castles, and a couple of portraits. One portrait in particular catches my eye. I stop in front of it. I stare at the portrait, foolishly thinking that it's staring right back. The rising heat in my body must be making me see things. As I observe the side profile of a pale woman, I notice that she's eerily the most realistic painting I've seen so far. When she turns, whoa, okay. When she turns her head to look down at my tiny form, every hair in my body goes stiff. Her lovely features captured in the oil begin to melt off as she steps out from the painting. Oh, oh, hi, ma'am. Smooth ivory skin trembles to a deadly pallor. The elaborate gown clinging to her sharp shoulders begins to rot, as her torso parts open like a blooming rose, revealing decaying bone and organs that run down her skin like a horrific decor. I immediately start running away as fast as I physically can. As I scramble to get away with my hurt leg, I hear something that might be worse than a ghost. The woody and spicy scent of incense fills the humid air, creating a hazy purple fog. The sound of chains moving in a controlled rhythm that roused me to the marrow of my bones. Footsteps follow shortly after, growing louder alongside the clicking chains. It's come to the staircase. My breath quickens, I slide to a halt and backtrack away from the sounds. It's okay, you're a wolf, they won't care as much for you. I look behind me and see a glowing apparition of the woman's hunched form tumbling towards me, dragging a trail of gore with a wet squelch. Hide, I need to hide. Where? I start across every inch of the hallway. Fuck off. Every inch of the hallway, desperately searching for a small sanctuary. The footsteps are right behind me. The ghost is right in front of me. This hallway now feels like a tomb. All the doors are firmly shut, pressed against the wall, my heart skipping a beat. I notice a faint tapping sound coming from behind me. I turn around and with a scalp into the door, revealing itself, and I waste no time, shoving my muzzle between the cracks and wrench it open. As soon as I pry the door open, I hurl myself through and back into the darkness. I walk backwards away from the door, keeping my eyes on it. I'm so focused on the door that I bump into something cold and almost trip over it. I look up and see a dark iron staircase curling up to a high ceiling. A hatch near the top is open, letting the rain from outside drip down into the cold metal. I hear footsteps once again, this time much louder. I don't dare to breathe or move. Jesus Christ. There you are. Old Lenena Belge deity by the hat-faced ass, old goddamn. I can't say wolf snout because I'm a wolf. No, I'm a wolf. I have an excuse. Old wolf snout. Oh, overbite. You got it. Boy, you don't got it. Overbite. You got it. What's another word for over? You got above bite, my boy. God damn. The voice startles me into moving. No way I was about to stick around and find out what fate awaits me. Every fiber of my being is ringing with danger as I climb the stairs, with only adrenaline instructing my limbs. I drag myself up the iron steps until I'm bursting onto the roof, back into the storm. A fog of fright muddles my mind. I see the greenhouse I saw earlier and sprint towards it as fast as I can. I search for a small space to crawl into, tripping over a mess of vines along the way. Thunder and lightning roar above me. A bright flash of white light blinds me. I can feel my claws scratch against the wet tiles. A door slams shut in the distance, causing a rippling effect in the walls, and reaching the rooftop. When the rippling stops, everything goes quiet. The energy of the manor shifts completely. A jolt of lightning from the storm makes my first stand. It charges the air and saturates it with the smell of the ozone. I shake the rain from my face. The whole world has fallen silent, except for the sound of a chilling drip. Basil. I freeze. My eyes carefully follow the coil of dead roots of the gray floor of the greenhouse. I follow its trail all the way to the blood dripping onto the dirty tiles, and the pale feet beside it. My eyes climb the mysterious figure. I don't think I'll ever forget the sight before me. I'll never forget the sight before me, for as short as I live. Lightning flashes brightly through the tall windows. Blooming rose bushes creep along them, white roses speckled across its dark leaves like stars in the sky. Ooh. The bright flowers begin to bleed red before my very eyes, like the rose with the crimson silk center. A small girl stands with her back towards me. Blood drips from the tiny bite marks all over her hand. A red flower bulb is crushed between the delicate fingers. Ooh, shit. Instead of a straw and fluorescent, it smells burning paper and woven lilacs. A whine unwillingly crawls up my throat and my cuts through the silence. Ooh. The time resumes once again. Okay, so the baby girl, I'm gonna assume, if we're not like a werewolf, I'm gonna assume these things have senses. Either way, I'm gonna make a theory. The homegirl is like, I don't know how long this game is, but I'm gonna guess she's gonna be one of three things. A family member, which that's the least possible option, I'm not gonna lie. The She's gonna be a like mentor figure, aka what essentially is Poppy for Poppy Playtime, mentor figure, like a saving grace. That's my two guesses. The bulb drops from her hand. She doesn't say a word. Her attention is mine, whether I want or not. Black dots begin to appear in the corner of my vision. The last thing I see is her walking towards me. Before everything fades to black. Oh, you passing out now? Oh, brother. I was gonna say adrenaline rush should be kicking in, but you've been on adrenaline since you got, no, since you've been in the woods. My fever, my fever is brutal throughout the night. I slip in and out of consciousness to flames beneath my skin, and ache. I'd rather sleep off the damn face. I try to make my body go back to sleep, but rough hands force my jaw open. I feel something shoved down my throat. Pause. Hey, yo, what? The intrusion makes me violently resist, but I'm far too weak to fend the intruder away. The dark takes me into its arms once again. I wake up to the tang of rusty metal and humid air. The sensation, the unfamiliar sensation makes my eyes snap open. Beyond the small cage that holds me, it's dark and damp. I clench my jaw and I examine my surroundings. Soon my eyes fixate on the ghost staring at me from outside my metal prison. I yelp I throw my body backwards, hitting the back of the cage. Who do you think you are? Piss off! I have workers' rights. Goddammit! I'm a union member. Free me! I expect the bite of hard metal on my back, but something smooth bends around my shape instead. It hisses at me in response. I don't think I'd like that very much. Wait, what? Wait, what? Something smooth. So something's in here with me. My claws scrape the cold floor of the cage with a sting. Bars behind me morph into the slithering vipers in defensive stances, each one bearing the fangs to anger. You put me in here with snakes? Put me here with the cobras? The anacondas? Really? Careful. The venom will make the blood in your body solidify in seconds. That wouldn't be a very pleasant way to die. I look at the ghost in horror. I'm breathing so quickly that I'm convinced I'll die from lack of oxygen. Or so I think. The vipers settle back in the metal bars, and I make myself small. I don't want to risk testing their patience again. The ghost is not a ghost, but a girl. That's the ghost. That's the ghost. Basil, I'm sorry to tell you, but that's the ghost. If it's not a ghost, it's a witch. Her hair looks like ink that's been violently knocked over and thrown to the floor. It melts into the dark surroundings, contrasting her gray, sickly-looking skin. Her expression is blank, and I see her hands tightly clutching her white gown. Silence! Oh, right, fuck, not my bad. Do you bite? Do you? I reveal my teeth through a snarl, and watch she shows hers the small smile. The fur along my spine stands up. She starts to move and I flinch. The girl crawls towards the cage and I curl my nails. She reaches for me, a pale hand passing between the bars without resistance. It freezes right in front of my snout. She's checking to see if I would really bite. Has she no fear, offering her hand so fearlessly in the presence of a beast? My brother in Christ, you are 2'1" and a pup. I don't know if beast is the correct word I'd use for you, but you're okay. I may only be a pup, but the sheer force of my jaws could pierce right through her palm. Less not. I pulled my face away from her hand. I should really be saving, shouldn't I? That's the thing I'm gonna do. Hold on. Let me do that shit right now. Alright, I don't think the choices I've made yet have mattered. So I'm pretty sure I'm fine here. So I'm not gonna test her yet. I pull my face away from her hand and see her startle from my peripheral vision. She pulls her hand back and holds it against her collar. My eyes lock with hers as she stares at me with her lips pressed together. I think she expected me to bite her. It'll be hard for me to protect you if you're too scaredy cat to do as I say. My eyes snap back to the girl. I watch as she stands up and wipes her hands on her dress, not showing a single care how dirty it's become. If you want to survive, you'll have If you want to survive, you'll have to listen to my instructions, okay? Dog, the fuck you call me? She tilts her head like she expected me to respond. Don't try to be too brave. You can only survive this place if you're smart. The others had too much fight in them and made them foolish. My heart pounds in my chest from her words alone. She gives me a haunting smile. When your arm is better, I'll take you for a walk before he gets back. Is that what she sounds like when she's excited? It's unsettling. Actually, hold it. Wait. She suddenly moves to the cage again. I jump back away, just enough to not risk getting into trouble with the vipers again. The scent of burning parchment and wilting lilacs return. The girl's hair falls off her shoulders. I expected ink to roll down and dye her dress black. My name is Dove. Horrible to meet you, Dove. That's chapter 1, Roses. I don't remember if there's like 5 chapters in this, I think. I genuinely. Oh, I was staring, I was brother, I was in reading mode. I'm yapping now because I'm gonna end the video. But, but for those who were mad that I wasn't moving around as much as they'd like, brother, I was heavy reading. I look forward when I read. I apologize. But we'll come back to it. Hopefully you'll enjoy it. Like, subscribe, all that jazz, and we'll probably have this next time. Bye-bye.